All right, we're back. In the last episode, we learned how to make the torches on the wall and the torches in the hand of the character. In this episode, we're going to equip the torches and we're going to add damage to it and we're going to make it light up this dark area so we can walk in the dark. So let's go ahead and do that. And after this episode, we're going to learn how to craft a torch from scratch. But we're going to need some other things because a torch probably needs some other things. So let's go ahead and start off with what we got. Last episode, we put it in his hand, so all that code is already set up. So, first thing we need to do is, just like our stone knife here, don't mind these little red things, they're just my notes. But just like this stone knife, we need to create the same thing for the torch. So, if we look inside of here, there's two functions, equip stone knife, unequip stone knife. All right, cool. We'll probably tweak those a little bit as well. Let's make two functions. So custom event, add custom event, and one's going to be equip torch, and you can copy that and paste it and name this one unequip torch. Unequip torch. All right, cool. Now you got two functions. And what we want to do is, once he does equip the torch, first of all, we want to we'll tweak this in a moment, but what we want to do is we want to take off the knife in his hand. But we'll do that at the end because we got to do it to both the knife and the torch. So for equip torch, let's grab this torch out of here and grab the fire. And we're going to set the visibility to true. But you need to move this back and we need to do a check first. We need to make sure he has a torch at least. If he has a torch, then he can do that. So come down to your variables, has torch, boom. If he has the torch, cool. Set the visibility and then set torch to equip, true. Torch equipped to true, sorry. And that's pretty much what you got to do there. Now here we just set the visibility of the stone knife on the hip because it's transferred it to two different places. The torch will just make it go invisible. One other thing that we need to do is set weapon in hand. So when he does equip that, we'll set weapon in hand to true. All right, cool. Now that that's good, let's go ahead and down to unequip torch. And if he has the torch, or if torch equipped is true, so let's go to branch. If torch equipped is true, then we're going to unequip it. And the way we'll do that is we'll set the visibility. Control, copy, paste. Set the visibility back to false. Sorry, I just got to get it organized. I think I have a little bit of OCD. Anyways, and then you can say torch equip is also false. And the weapon in hand is also false. Cool. Now everybody's going to probably come for me in the comments like, you don't need all the variables. But for me, I kind of do. You know what I'm saying? This helps me to stay organized in my mind. Anyways, we got equipped and unequipped. Bet. Now, the next thing that we have to do is we have to, what is this one? Make a stone knife. So this is when we're crafting it. Right now, we don't have anything to craft a torch yet. We don't have like the materials. So right now, equipped and unequipped is cool. Let's just do that. And I believe that in order to equip and unequip the knife, it was on the button number 1. So let's put the torch on the button number 2. So here we go. Weapon effect. Here's equipped side weapon. Let's move this over here. And then we're going to say equip torch for this next one. So you know what we got to do is create a button for it. Let's go to our content, input, actions. And here we're going to right click and create a new input action. And this one is going to be called equip torch. now go back one folder into your mappings. Let's add a new mapping here. This one's going to be called Equip Torch. Bop, bop. And now we got to set some buttons for it. So for me, it's going to be number 2. And on the controller, it's going to be on the gamepad, probably like, what do I have? Probably up, maybe on the gamepad, D-pad up. Let's try that. Okay, save. Now come back into your third-person character, and we're going to equip that torch. So right-click and say Equip Torch, and we're looking for the action event. So Equip Torch is this one right here. Now, once it is started, we need to do a flip-flop just like we did up here. So it can go between the states. And for A, we're going to say Equip Torch. And for B, we're going to say Unequip Torch. And this time you want to just call the function Equip Torch. And then B, Unequipped. Wow. So now, let's put some checks here. So what we want to happen is either he can't pull out another weapon if he already has his weapon in his hand, or every time he pulls out another weapon, he puts his other weapons away. I think the second way would be more efficient to do it. So let's go ahead and alter that a little bit here. So if stone knife is equipped, so put a branch, and say if stone knife is equipped, so there should be one over here called stone knife equipped, boom. Then unequip stone knife. And then go forward. If false, just go forward. Right? That way, if he has a stone knife in his hand, it'll just get out of his hand. And we can come back up here to the stone knife, and let's make a change here. So when you equip the stone knife, let's put a branch here. If you have the torch in hand, torch equipped, if that's true, then we need to unequip the torch. And then move to the next step. If false, we just need to go to the next step. Cool. Now that should solve things. Compile and save. Let's test out that torch. So in order to get a torch, we have to go up to the wall and get one right now. Let's just grab one off the wall. I think I'll grab this one. Okay. And in order to use our torch, remember, we have to press the number 2. So there's my torch in my hand. Let's see if we can go light up the dark. A little bit, you can. So it is lighting up the dark, and we can see in dark areas now with our torch. And that was the goal of this video. Let's light up the dark. Now we have to add damage to our torch so that when we swing it, there's some damage. And also we'll put the number of torches here. Cool. First, let's handle the number of torches because that's very easy. In the In the blueprints, go to your HUDs folder, and we're going to go to Items HUD. And here we're just going to make a copy of the stone knives, copy, paste, put it down a little bit. And then we're going to add a text block beside it. On this text block to the right, we need to bind it. Create binding. We're going to bind it to the third person, cast it a third person character. Sorry, y'all. Get player character. Then what you want to do is get torches. So type in torches. And just plug that number right on in. Remember, for me, and maybe in your game, you don't want it to be just a single digit. You want it to be 0, 1, 0, 2, so put it at 2. Compile, save. Now that was easy. Now let's add the damage to the torch. So the same way that we did our damage before, which is over here in the weapons, weapon damage info, Basically, we set the knife damage. If the stone knife is equipped, set the damage to whatever. We're going to do the same thing. Oh no, you know what? We don't have to do that. So what we're going to do is add on to this. Sorry. So instead of set knife damage, we're going to call it set weapon damage. And when you change that, compile and save, and it should change it in all the other areas. So let's go ahead and add the torch damage onto this one. So if stone knife is equipped, do that damage. However, if that's not true, in branch, do another branch. If torch is equipped, then we need to do some more or a different set of damage. So we can add in different kinds of status damages like freeze, fire, and all that kind of stuff, but we'll do that way down the line. So if torch equipped is true, let's just copy and paste the set damage, copy, paste, and we'll set the damage this time to maybe like 5 to 10. Compile and save. Now that you have all of that, we have a torch that can light up the dark. We have a torch that can cause damage, but let's see if this damage is really working on this torch here. So my idea is that you're not going to have like tons of weapons and stuff like that you can do, but you're going to be able to craft a lot of things, and you'll be able to sell them. I'm kind of basing this off this game called Medieval Dynasty that I played before. That's like kind of where my ideas are. Let's test and see this torch damage and see if it works on this guy, our dummy. Yep, already 7, 9. You know what I'm saying? 6. So yeah, this torch is way stronger than the stone knife. Cool. So everything is working, y'all. Thanks for joining me in this one. I hope that you learned something. And we'll do some more things, like maybe refine the way the torch looks, or do some more things in the next one. But I think that we're going at a really good pace. We gotta start getting into level design because we've got a lot of things going here. You know how to do it. They're all set up in systems, but we're not finished because all we have is like this gray screen. We can do a lot of things. Maybe we'll do some complex level design elements. Like these torches are kind of complex, but we'll go a little bit beyond that. And I'm just rambling, y'all. But join me in the next episode. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.
Run to the money, on the feet, don't fail. The DA and the judge wanna do their best to jail.